Okay, hi folks. Michelle here from the Smiling Lime, and Lisa again on the other side of the camera, or in the mirror if you're lucky. And today we're going to clean some cast iron pots. We're going to clean this one. It's pretty gnarly. It's getting that time of year where we do a lot of cookouts and fish fries, and if we're lucky enough, we'll get some of Uncle B's famous chicken wings. Folks around here really like his chicken wings. And this happens to be Dennis's pot. He and I are in competition to see if we can have the biggest and best and most beautiful collection of cast iron, and so far he's got the most. And I don't mind cleaning his pots though, because if I'm lucky enough, I'll get this in my collection. He's given me a couple of them, and of his, and you know, I don't mind taking them even when they're like this, because you know, they clean up really nicely. So today we're going to show you how to do these. And this one, I'm going to leave pictures I'm going to leave pictures on the blog site before and after, before I started this even. But I've already started scraping this, and I'm going to tell you, when it comes to the cast iron, there's all kinds of controversy about whether or not we should use any chemicals or soaps in our cast iron. I know some people who do, and I know the rule of thumb is never ever use chemicals. And I don't like to use chemicals, if at all possible. I don't like to use soaps or chemicals, but you know, if it's necessary, you just make sure you get them all out. Make sure you scrub and rinse and scrub and rinse, so that your chemicals are out. Okay, I think I'm about as far as I'm going to go with the salt. We have done, this was our third time around with the salt. We rinsed it out, and then we did it some more and scraped a little bit more. And I think I'm ready to go on to the next step here. So, folks, what that next step is the oiling process and the bluing process. I gotta tell you, it's so worth it. It is so worth it. I love cooking out of cast iron, and I cook with it in my kitchen on a daily basis. I cook with them over the campfires and on the outdoor grills. We just they really are nice. This one here would make a great breakfast casserole. If you're out camping, I'll have to put a recipe underneath for you that this would be great for. But anyway, we love them. So this is the point we're at. I'm going to dump this out, and then after I'm going to dump this out, and then I'm going to go rinse it, because like I said, I don't have water in our outdoor kitchen yet. Actually, I keep calling it an outdoor kitchen, folks, but it is really a margarita bar. At least I've got the Smiling Lime up on our thing here, and gonna get us a nice little beer tap and margarita machine so we can have a margarita minute. But anyway, I don't have running water out here yet, but that's on my honey-do list for baby. Hi, baby. So we're gonna go and we're gonna just wash this up. What I'm gonna do, folks, is I'm gonna put some good hot water. I'm gonna put this under some really good hot water and give it a good rinsing. And then when we come back, we're gonna do the oiling process and the bluing process for you. So I got all the salt out of there, and I gave it a really good rinse down with some hot water. And so the next process, folks, that I do is I give this a really good liberal amount of oil. Get my hands down in there, and I just start getting that oil scrubbed in there really well, all through that whole pot, every bit of the surface, inside out. I just give it a good go with the oil, and I'm going to do this probably with this pan. I don't know, look at this, one rinsing, running really hot water, and I'm not getting any rust off. So this is going to be a really easy process, I think. And we're just going to get this oiled down really well. And after we oil it, we're going to put this A lot of people put them in the oven. Back in the day, you know, my ancestors, I've seen them put them on the hot coals, you know, to blue them, or in a hot oven, or in a hot, you know, wood stove, whatever it takes to get them heated up. And I do mine on top of the stove, especially this time of year, folks. It's hot here in Florida, and I don't want to heat my house up. So, and I'm at the studio right now, and here at the studio, I do not have central heat and air. So, yeah, I don't want to heat the house up. So I put them on top of the stove, and I just get them really, really good and hot. I've never gotten one hot enough to crack it, so we're good. We're good there. But so I've got that really good and oiled down, and just so we don't catch the pot on fire, I'm gonna wipe the outside off really good. And another thing I want to tell you now, I cut up. I use a lot of old clothes that I cut up for rags, for cleaning cloths. This was an old flannel gown that I had. Reminds me of something my husband and I were. We were listening to some music one night, having a couple of cocktails, and Conway Twitty song came on, and he was singing that "I'd love to lay you down in your flannel cotton gown." So I looked to my husband and I said, "Oh, honey, would you still lay me down if I had on my flannel cotton gown?" And he said, "Oh, honey, no need to get dressed up." So, I'll never forget that. But anyway, this was an old flannel cotton gown, and I just cut it up for rags. But what I wanted to tell you is, when you're cleaning these, when you scrub, try not to scrub to the point to where, because, you know, your pan will start to take the lint, the fabric off of here, off of your, and I always use cotton. I always use cotton on my cast iron. But don't scrub, you know, have plenty of them so you can keep replenishing, because you just don't want that lint to get all up in your pot. But I'm going to go ahead and start this stove, and we're going to put this, excuse me folks, I'm a little, well, maybe we're going to light the stove. You know what? I'll be back. Okay, we got our fire lit. If all else fails, turn the gas on. So I've got that on high, folks, and I'm just going to let this sit here, and I'm going to let this get really, really, really hot. And once it gets to the point to where, I don't know a temperature, I think they say 500 degrees is what you're supposed to use, is what it takes to blue a cast iron pot. But I just get it really, really, really good and hot. And once that gets, once that heats and the oil's all cooked in there, then we're going to oil it down again after it cools off. So I'm going to be back. Okay, so we have taken this off the fire. It got nice and hot, and we've taken it off the fire and scraped it just a little bit more. And now I'm going to oil it again. And I honestly, folks, I think this is going to be the last time it needs oiled. You know, Lisa, if you want to get in here, I tell you, it's just, look at this, guys. Look at this. And I mean, you've seen it before, and I'll put the before and after pictures on. So I'm not going to bore you with the rest. This is going to be it, guys. I'm gonna finish oiling this up, and I'm gonna put it back on the fire. And I honestly think it's gonna be the last time it needs it. But what I'm gonna do, folks, is I'm going to, if it takes a couple more times, that's okay. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep going until there is no zero rust when it's dry. Once the oil is all heated off, when in its dry state, you take your cloth and give it a good rub. See the rust is still on there because we scraped it. So when you can scrape it and take your cloth on a dry run and there's no rust, I think you're good to go. So there you have it. I'll post some before and after pictures, guys. See ya.